Hi, I'm Zola Bodywork, and I recently had a video where I showed you how to go through a hip flexor activation routine. Now, some people have knots in their hip flexors that are too substantial to go through the range of motion without causing irritation in the low back. Usually, you'll feel a pinching or a popping. Now, this is referencing the video, I'll add it in my description in the comments, but this is referencing the video where I show people how to lift their leg with their toes lifted to go through the proper range of motion for the hip flexors. Now, this is for everyone who is simply too tight and in too much pain to do that hip flexor activation and get relief. So, how do you do it? First, you're going to need a tennis ball. Or you go to the dollar store and you get yourself a cheap ball that is about the same size or a little bigger. You can go up to the size of a softball, and you can choose to use a softer ball. It's still just as effective. Next, you're going to lay face down on the ground. Before you lay on the ground, I'm going to show you exactly where to place the ball. You want to place it between your belly button and your hip bone, right in the middle. That is how you access your PSOAS. The PSOAS is that major hip flexor that allows you to bend over or bring your knees up to your chest. And it's extremely deep. It's underneath your organs, it's on the front of your spine, and it lays underneath your quads. It goes all the way from right here at the very base of your diaphragm down to that mid thigh range, right here in the meat of the thigh. It's the largest muscle in the body that's underneath everything. And when it gets tight, like really tight, it pinches L5 and S1 together, right here at the very base of that spine. So when you get tension and pain in this area, this is what you do. Now, you're laying down on the ground, right? And that space where I showed you to place it, you put it between your hip bone and your belly button, right in that middle spot, and then you lay down, allowing your weight on top of it. And again, if this is too much for you, then you are going to add a towel or like a thin cloth. You can even put a pillow between you and the ground to make this a less intense thing, right? And then you lay all the way down, breathe into it, take big breaths. Really relax into that ball. Now, for most people, I say lay here for 2 minutes. Now, I'm already released in this muscle, so I'm going a little quicker than normal. Pause right now and lay there for 2 minutes. Big breaths. And then we'll continue. So, you no longer feel the sharp pain and pressure in your belly. You can lay completely flat. It's all relaxed. Then you want to be able to bend your leg and swing your foot out and then in, as far as you can comfortably go. And you're digging that ball and you're ribbing back and forth across that psoas muscle where it attaches in the belly, underneath your organs and everything. And this will be amazing releasing your low back. And if it hasn't released your low back, then, well, you gotta address a different muscle. But hopefully this helps you. You do as long and as slow as possible to you. This usually takes about 4 minutes per side per person. Now, this is all warmed up on me, so it's not going to take very long for me, but for a brand new person trying this for the first time, expect 4 minutes per side to get the release that you need. And you don't get off the ball until you feel it completely and utterly relaxed, unless you're in agony. Sometimes the muscle will tighten up a little bit before it relaxes. So while you're doing it and the ball's there, you'll feel a little, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. Take a couple deep breaths. Try to breathe through it for 10 seconds. Now, if it doesn't get better, gently, slowly get up. But if it does, well, then you made it through and it relaxed. Have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.